Hi, I'm Brad Redding, the Director of Instruction at the Resort Course of Grand Dunes in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I've set a little station here to help you understand more about swing playing. And I talk a lot about that because, again, to me, the most important part of any golf swing is how that club travels. Now, your body's important, and I agree with that, but I need to help people understand how to use the club, and then I can help them how to use their body to make the club do something better. But they have to have an understanding of what they're doing right now. And this little station I've established here has two shafts with swim noodles over them, okay? And what I'm going to do here is help you understand that on the way back, I would love for that club to travel back in between those two noodles. It would go back right along them and then in between them. And on the way down, they would return that way. Now, if I had that club traveling on that circle, that arc, the whole time, I would hit very good golf shots. Now, the thing is that most people are either too flat or too upright at various times. And by far the most common one is they move too far to the inside, okay? And they have to come outside or above the top. Now, if they worked on that and said, okay, Brad, what you want me to do then is swing it in between those, and to them, that may feel like it's going way outside. Well, it's not, okay? It just feels that way because of where they've been. And so at least this gives them a reference point of where to be. So if I was a golfer who had an over-the-top move, well, I'd have them definitely go back more along that angle and then maybe a little bit underneath that angle on the way down. Help them find a little bit of the opposite. Now, for the golfer who tends to hit pushes and big hooks, I would call that a good player's mistake, because what they are, they're too much under that plane. And so they use their hands to flip it over, square it up, and they either have blocks or golf balls that go, right to left. And sometimes they time it just right. It's a nice shot. Sometimes they overdo it too much. Now it goes too far left. And when you listen to golf commentators, they say, "Nope, hit that too far left. He must have pulled that." No, not even close to being right. What he did was come under the plane. So all the guys on tour, if they miss their plane, they're either actually under it or right on it. There's not many, I would say, dare say none, that are this way, over the top. Okay, when they do that, not a very good way to find the back of the golf ball. So when you listen to golf commentators and anything that goes left, well, generic terms now are that they pulled it, and not even close. They didn't come over the top, they came too much underneath. As a matter of fact, if you watch Graham McDowell right now, when he makes rehearsal swings, he's making rehearsal swings like this and working them left this way because he comes too much underneath it, and so he's making a practice swing to help him feel not being so much under it, being more this way. And he'll make 4 or 5 of those and then hit a shot. And so what you want to do, though, is understand that most average golfers aren't that way. They're too much inside, up, and over. So if you're a good player and you tend to hit more of those pushes and hooks, well, what you need to do is actually work it back along the plane again, but then on the way down, you want to get it back in between those plane sticks on the way down, so you can feel more of this on the way down versus that. Again, a good idea for a higher handicapper, maybe anywhere from 10 and above, but the guys that are more like 10 and below, that's probably more their problem. They come too much from the inside. So if I tend to come too much from the inside, being a good player, I would tend to either hit pushes, I'd flip my hands over the right moment, hit more of a right to left shot, and sometimes too much that way, okay, and it goes too much that way. And they think they've come on the top of it when it goes too far left. It hasn't. It's come too much underneath it. So if you're a good player, remember, what you want to do, if you have the problem of pushes and hooks, what you want to do is get it back on top of the plane on the way down, this way, so that would find more the back of the golf ball. And now when you go in the back of the golf ball, it's going to start more where you're actually aimed and not start too far to the right and not hook too much. I'm sure that'll help you get your game to stay on plane.